Good afternoon, guys. Today I want to share with you a challenge, our first challenge of applying some strategies that can help us navigate our life at home. And so the strategy that I want to share with you today actually comes from our love and logic training that we've been going through as teachers. And so I'm going to be referring to this book, Teaching with Love and Logic, and I couldn't help but be excited because not only are these strategies applicable to anybody, it's just great to know that we're all going to be teaching. We're all going to be teaching in some way, shape, and form. And so the resources in this book, I think, are going to be totally helpful for you as you navigate learning in your home. So the skill that I'm going to share with you today doesn't specifically have to do with education, but this skill has to do with how we can be able to be in front of behavior instead of caught into the behavior. And so what I mean by this is how can we be proactive rather than reactive? And so I'm going to share with you a strategy that hopefully will help you kind of find less struggle in your home. So with this, I am going to keep the goal of being under 7 minutes for each of these tips because science says that our attention span is between 5 and 7 minutes. There's also some side science that there's 3 minutes and 47 seconds possibility until you're interrupted with something. And so that was something that came up with all of this distance learning stuff. And so technically I could only have 3 minutes and 46 seconds. Or 47 seconds, and you could too. So I'm going to do my best to keep this short and sweet. I'm going to provide this to you in different ways. I want to record this as well, so I might just take the audio. We're going to try that. I might just do a separate like podcasty thing for this. You see me here, so you're going to see me showing some things and hear the golf balls in the background because I am sitting outside in the golf course. It's a beautiful day for people to go golfing. And I have some paper-based or some digital content as well. So I want to provide this to you, resource in different ways because we're all different learners. So I'm already at 2 minutes, so I'm going to get this short and sweet. So this first strategy is called providing choices, and this provides shared control within limits, and that's what they call it in Love and Logic. And so we're going to be providing control by having control, but within the limits. And so I, of course, have some ways to help coach you to be able to do that because my first thought as a parent of the good old days, I'm sitting here going, control, I need to have that control. But guess what? You can have that control by being, again, in front of the behaviors instead of within the behaviors. And so I have some posters here to help guide me in this conversation. And so I grabbed some stuff from the text, and this is an infographic that I'm going to make sure that you have as a reference so you can look at it. So it's not the biggest thing about this and about providing choices. It's not the size of the choices that we provide. It's the frequency in which we provide the teeny ones. And I'm going to give you some examples of that. And I'm going to come back to this graphic, but I want to start it with it so you can see the starting point with this. So we're going to start here with this triangle. It says for each choice, provide 2 options. And each of those options are ones that you would like. And if the child doesn't choose which one of those options within a few seconds, it's your choice or it's your chance to choose for them. So also, we want to provide most of your choices when things are going well. So again, that kind of goes along with the idea of being in front of behaviors, not behind the behaviors. And so choices should be genuine and never come across as threats, like if you don't, then I will. Those kind of things. We want to try to get rid of that language. And so we want to be more of an, again, I'm going to repeat it again, in front of the behavior instead of behind it. So this again comes from our Teaching with Love and Logic book. And I've of course cited all my sources there on page 103 is what this is. So what this means is, before I go to my next poster, let me give you an example. So you're walking outside. Do you want to take my hand? Or do you want to walk by yourself? There's choices, 2 choices, both I'd be fine with. Oh, would you like me to hold the towel or would you like to hold the towel? I'll hold the towel. Okay, do you want red or do you want blue? Like those little things that seem like mindless and silly, and often as parents we're like, oh, I'll just choose for them. Oh, here, take my hand, give more directive. This is what I want you to first think about. If it's a directive, think how you can make it into a choice. Okay, so there's your simple starting point. And again, the choices are not like big, grandiose, like trying to sell them something, because the first thing I think of again is when you provide choices, you have to provide that winning option. And you better make sure that you tell them the winning option that makes you happy too. So there's comes to be some like, you really want to have this, so you will make me happy too. So save those big decisions for yourself, because once you build their savings account and having those little choices, they'll be willing to listen to you for the big choices. And so I want you to experiment with that.